Tonight on the driving test, it's chaos.
Hey.
My boyfriend.
And angry instructors.
Well, I'm not going to be rude here, but you managed to take 2 days off to go fishing. Fletcher shouldn't be doing a driving test. Oh, shickles.
As our newbie learner drivers take to the streets.
I forgot to brake.
Oh, so sorry.
Ex-security guard and London Bobby Mark loves nothing more than teaching new students to drive.
Oh, too much power.
And there's no better place to do it than Darwin.
We get anything from the teenage school kids right away up to pensioners and anything in the middle. It never ceases to amaze me. I think I've seen everything. Who put that big hole there? And then tomorrow I'll have someone that just totally surprises me.
Speaking of surprises...
You must be Sharon.
I am.
My name's Mark. I'm your new driving instructor.
Lovely to meet you.
When Mark met Chef Sharon, she looked like this. But now, she looks like this.
I've got a new job, changed my haircut, doing all these new things, so it's like a whole new me.
A whole new Sharon, but is she a whole new driver?
Miss Sharon, how are we?
I'm well, how are
To
you?
complete her transformation, she needs one more thing. A license to drive her very own food truck.
And it's going to be amazing once I have my license, I can start my whole new life.
Have you been practicing?
I would like to say yes, but I've not had time. I've done about a 60, 70-hour work week.
Hey! Who put that curb there?
Oh, shit.
What happened there? Oi.
Shit.
In the past, Sharon's lessons were a prang a minute.
Oh, damn it.
Sharon was starting to learn to drive in a manual car. Oh, hanging on for grim death. No real drama, she was just overthinking it.
Oh, shit.
What happened there? Oi.
Shit.
It's a typical thing that learner drivers forget to do when the pressure's put on them. Look, they're clutching. Otherwise, that happened. That's all right.
There was no confidence there whatsoever.
Turn the steering wheel, remember? Otherwise, we end up going up the curb. Hey!
Wow.
When you get your food wagon, I want free dinner for a week. When you're ready, let's go for a drive.
After a very bumpy start, Sharon decided to take control of her situation.
I think she came to the conclusion with a bit of persuasion that perhaps we ought to swap to an auto. You have 4 movements to complete this manoeuvre.
Without too much to think about at once, Sharon's on Easy Street.
The minute I got into that automatic was like a whole different lesson. I don't have to worry about stalling it now, so that's a good thing.
Okay,
I'm comfortable with that.
me too. Off we go then.
And I felt like I flourished as a driver.
Speed limit along this road?
50 unless otherwise signed.
That's it.
It's my last lesson before my test, and I'm very much hoping that Mark's going to tell me I'm ready.
But has she spoken too soon? Her newfound freedom has unleashed the leadfoot in her.
Speed limit along here?
40.
42. Watch that speed, please. The speed comes from being overconfident with the car because she just doesn't realise how fast the car's actually going. The speed limit along here?
It's about to hit 40.
Yeah, well, what is it right this second? 50, and you're doing 55. Gotta get a grip on it.
Apparently it's really easy to speed in an automatic. With a manual, there's all these things going on and I'm a bit uncoordinated, so I tend to watch my speed a little bit less when I'm in an automatic.
It's amazing how slow 40 feels.
Does that? You feel like you can walk faster.
Hopefully I'm not going to end up being a lead foot.
How do you get off the road?
It's test day for 33-year-old cafe manager Fletcher.
Good morning, Fletcher. Morning, Andrew. How are we?
But before he takes the hot seat, he's got one more lesson with Andrew.
You ready for this? Absolutely. Ready as you can be, yeah? Cool. Fletcher's last driving lesson with me. We're going to exit to the right, please. If he's prepared and ready, he should be just fine.
Fletcher's counting on passing today. There's a shiny new Audi company car waiting and a new life.
Boss knows you. Got your driving test? Yep. Audi's waiting for you.
Yeah, you've driven it yet?
Gonna drive it, but no, I haven't
driven
actually.
it yet. No. This afternoon, peas are on, I'm going to put it on and be like, no, we're going for a drive.
I think I'm going to be quite confident getting behind the wheel. Wet season's just about to come up, so hopefully on the weekends can take off, do a bit of camping. But yeah, this weekend it's got a bit of a trip planned out to Dundee, so...
It's too hot to be out there this time of the year, though.
Well, there's $1 million barrows to be caught, so you've got to be in it to win it.
Been practicing?
I've been just working constantly, so I wish I could.
In my experience, it will reflect on their driving test if they do not practice.
Probably my first student who's never practiced before a driving test.
Not really any opportunity, unfortunately. I didn't need the reminder that I would have practiced, because if I could have, I would have.
Hopefully you remember your manoeuvres since you haven't been able to practice at all.
Has no time to practice, too busy.
Well, I booked your 3.10.
People like this, I've seen them come and go, and the outcome's usually not good.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Oh, shit.
I believe Fletcher at this stage shouldn't be doing a driving test.
Looks like Fletcher's brain has gone fishing and he's heading for trouble.
Watch your speed. Watch that speed. It's a school zone. It's not like you don't know that you have to watch your speeds. Halfway through it, you just zone out.
Fair point.
Make sure you don't zone out on your driving test, yes?
Yep.
Good.
He has been warned.
16-year-old gymnast Tyler is bounding to get her licence.
Morning. How are we?
Oh, good.
Living remotely, she takes 3 buses and travels 100 k's to school. In her lesson with Glenn, Tyler had trouble focusing on the main game.
This roundabout I've stalled at before.
Oh, true. You've been up here?
Yes, I have, because my boyfriend.
Did you see the car?
If Glenn hadn't put on the brakes, I would have had a pretty bad accident.
But today, she's determined to impress examiner Scott.
Test start time is 11:25. Test sheet we're doing is 17772. All right, well, when safe to do so, we can reverse back to our left and we'll head out the exit.
I just was thinking in my head over and over again, you need to pass this, Tyler. I'm going to be so mad at myself if I don't pass this.
Okay, then at the roundabout, we'll turn left again.
In 45 minutes, Tyler will know if she'll be driving herself home or catching the bus.
Every time I get nervous, I fail at things because I just let my nerves get the better of me, so.
Yeah. She did end up losing points. One of the points was just an indicator, just going around a parked truck on the side of the road. It was a tricky one. Another point was just excessively revving. Okay, ask you to pull over anywhere to the curb where it's safe to stop. When she was pulling over to do the 3-point turn, I thought it was going to be quite tricky to do it in 3 moves, considering she was a fair bit from the curb.
I pulled over, but I didn't pull over close enough to the side of the road.
Okay, all right, well, when safe to do so, we'll do a 3-point turn and we'll head back to the end of the street.
Nice. I was thinking, that's not close enough. I'm not going to make this in 3 points. So I just set in my head, I was like, okay, it's okay. So I just made sure that I wasn't going to touch the gutter because I would have slapped myself in the face right then and there if I actually touched the gutter. I didn't do it in 3 points, I did it in 5 points.
Okay, then at the 3rd set of lights, you want to turn left. So this is the first.
With less than 10 minutes on the clock, Tyler can't afford to lose any more points.
In this moment, I was looking up ahead, noticed lights are green, and I always expect lights to be changing. So she's focusing on the lane change, and then as she's trying to lane change, there was a car beside us, and the next thing, the lights turn amber. What's she gonna do?
I started panicking. I was like, well, do I stop? And I went to put my foot on the brake. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go over the line, or I'm just gonna stop and our heads are gonna go forward.
16-year-old Tyler is only moments from finishing her driving test.
The next thing, the lights turn amber. She hesitated, went for the brakes.
Going about 50, so I didn't want to risk hitting someone's forehead on a dashboard or a steering wheel, so I was like, okay, I'll just go through.
But has that red light put a stop to Tyler getting her licence?
Okay, we'll make the car safe and I'll just go through and we'll tally your score up here, so we'll keep the car going.
I sat there and I was thinking, here's the verdict. And this is out of 100%, isn't it?
That is out of 100%, yes.
And I just remember thinking in my head, it's life or death. I really hope I pass it.
Now, there was a few little mistakes here, but overall it was a good drive. But one decision making wasn't the best, and it was when we went through the set of lights over there. When you come up to a set of lights and the lights turn orange, do you know what an orange amber light means?
You have to slow down and stop if you can, if it's safe.
So when the lights went orange, what was your reaction?
I was going to stop, but I was scared that I was going too fast and I ended up stopping too quickly, so I just decided to go through it.
Yes, I believe if you did try and stop for the lights, you would have most likely stopped over the line, which is not good as well, because then you're in the way of pedestrians and that.
Yeah.
However, you should have accelerated through the intersections before the lights went red, because at the speed you're doing, you could have allowed to go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
In saying that, and based on you only lost a few other points,
Yep.
I'm going to pass your test today.
Yes!
And I want to put it down as a bad decision. You did not accelerate through the lights, but I do believe if you did try and stop for those orange lights, we would have been over the line, okay?
I can't believe that. I can't believe I passed. And what was my percentage?
95%.
Woo!
I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I reckon she made the right decision by going through. She should have just gassed it a bit more to get through the lights. Be safe, watch out for those lights, and we'll see you on the road.
Thank you so much.
But if she didn't do such a great drive,
I passed! Yay!
yeah, it would have been, a different story.
I get my P's. I can go over and get my license, and I can drive my car, and I can have passengers, and I can be by myself in the car. Oh, so exciting!
33-year-old Fletcher's pre-test lesson is hitting all the wrong notes. And Andrew's not happy.
Fletcher's about to sit for his driving test. We still can't reverse parallel park. Practice. The wheels aren't straight.
Another attempt, and Andrew's struggling to remain cool.
Just because it looks straight doesn't mean it's straight. Obviously the car is turning.
I'm struggling here.
He thinks he's a Jedi Knight and thinks mind power will get the car where it has to go. It's not going to happen. He physically has to steer.
You didn't steer. You just went straight back to where you were. Get the car out of where you want to be. See? It's all in the steering. Watch the front. Voila. But yes, in the end of the day, that's why people practice before a driving test, yeah?
I totally get it.
I let Fletcher feel my wrath coming down on him.
The opportunity presented itself.
Well, I'm not going to be rude here, but you managed to take 2 days off to go fishing.
Well, this is after working, mate, like many days straight.
It was the first time I enjoyed it being hot in there. It felt like we were in hell. I was the devil. Loved it.
16-year-old kids can do it, so should be a walk in the park for you, yeah?
Swapping his teaching cap to examiner, Andrew is about to take a new look Sharon on her driving test for the very first time.
Good afternoon. Sharon, is it?
It is.
I'm Andrew.
Nice to meet you. I feel like I might have a good chance of actually walking away with my license today.
Nervous?
A little bit.
You'll be all right.
Apparently I like to speed.
You never tell your examiner before you test that you like to speed.
Your test sheet number is 17243, course number Darwin 1, start zone 19. Don't break any road rules.
Yep.
Keep an eye on the speed. School zones are active, yes? So do watch it. If in doubt, and you're not quite sure the speed limit, you may ask me what the speed limit is. It's the one thing I can answer. Any questions?
No.
When you're ready, we'll go for a drive.
So my game plan for my test is to slow down, stay calm, and try not to overthink things.
Straight ahead. As of this road, you're on the test route. Good luck.
For the next 45 minutes, Sharon needs to stick to her plan.
I remember when I took off, I was a bit nervous.
Street coming up, turning right.
It's very much a different feel than your lesson.
Right.
Oh, sorry. I just got confused.
All good.
Everything just all went out the window.
Breathe.
It's that obvious.
Sharon was very nervous. She was on edge at the start of her driving test, so hopefully she calms down.
Andrew decides the only way for Sharon to shake off her nerves is to throw her into the deep end.
The white car parked in front of you.
Yep.
I'm going to pull up next to it, and we're going to reverse parallel park behind it. For test purposes, you're allowed to block that driveway if need be, yep.
So my reverse parallel parking, my only strategy was to just not mess it up. Too far apart now.
Didn't have 4 moves, which is fine. However, the car needs to be less than 2 meters from the car in front.
I'm happy with that.
She pushed her boundaries with a 2 meter distance.
With the clock ticking, Sharon can't afford to push any more boundaries.
Heading into CBD, she decides to exceed the speed limit, trying to do 70 in 60 zone.
What's your speed? It's only 60 k's here.
I've had to intervene, tell her to slow down.
I'm trying to think about other things and I forget to check my speed.
At this stage, I'm very worried now. There's a pedestrian crossing approaching. People are on it, and we're not slowing down. I'm starting to get worried. Sharon has no idea what's happening at this moment.
In the middle of her test, Sharon's head is everywhere but the road and the pedestrian crossing ahead.
And we're not slowing down. I'm about to intervene.
But in a split second,
she realises and gives way. She just lost a point for decision making.
with her food truck business riding on this test, Sharon can't make another mistake.
Last few minutes of her driving test, we're heading back to where she started off from. She decided she was going to speed again.
I hate that intersection. I've had people come
Just
flying
be
up.
careful, speed limit here is only 40 k's.
Trying to do 50 k's at a 40 zone, that's not on.
Straight ahead. Still 40 k's.
Speed fail item number 3.
Is it 50 at the moment?
It is now 50 k's, yes.
Hopefully she can just hold it together for the last few minutes.
Into the line straight. Oh, shit! Shit!
My whole front of the car scrapes over the curb. Forgot to brake.
We went very, 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 very slowly.
The curb is that high that if she reversed out real quick, it'd probably rip it off.
Oh, so sorry.
My poor car.
Yes.
Sharon, obviously I think you know the result for the test, yes? It was not a pass, it is a fail. Speed, especially school zones.
Yes.
Yep.
Extremely frustrated, and I'm really upset, and I'm not taking this very well.
Next to take his test is hipster barista Fletcher. He's desperate for his license to get behind the wheel of his boss's flashy new car.
Ah, Mr. Fletcher, how are we?
I'm good, and yourself?
I complain, but no one listens.
That's the way it is sometimes.
During his lessons with Andrew, Fletcher showed that no matter the zone, he zoned out.
Be very careful with speed. A limit's still 60. Seriously? I didn't even put my foot in the accelerator.
Andrew was less than impressed with Fletcher's lack of practice between lessons.
I'm not going to be rude here, but you managed to take 2 days off to go fishing.
Your test number is 19107.
Okay. Probably anxious driving with, someone that I haven't driven before in a car that I haven't driven before.
We are now on the test route. We will continue straight to the end of this road.
There's little room for mistakes in the next 45 minutes. And first up is a dreaded school zone.
We're going into a school zone, and sure enough, we're going too fast.
Drivers have only a 5-second window to correct their speed.
And I'm looking and thinking, and all of a sudden, we brake quite hard. And he got it back under before we hit the school zone. So, as much as he saw it late, he did see it.
Didn't speed, which, yeah, I was happy with.
See that blue car there? I'd like it to stop right next to it and then reverse back and park behind it for me, please.
With his speed demon behind him, it's time for Fletcher to face his other driving nemesis, the reverse park.
Reverse parallel park was slow. That's really just a matter of lack of practice. But we end up at the right spot. Okay, if you've finished, we'll move off and drive up the road, please.
With less than 15 minutes left on his test, Fletcher is looking the goods to driving the boss's new Audi.
We got back out onto the main road, continue straight ahead of the traffic lights. Come up to the lights, you could see the lights were changing to red. Not only did he not see them go to red, he was actually accelerating towards them. And I've looked in the mirror at him and he is zoned out, completely and utterly zoned out. He's not seen those red lights. Continue straight ahead of the traffic lights.
Hipster Fletcher has gone fishing in his test and hasn't seen the traffic lights turn red.
Looked in the mirror at him and he is zoned out. Completely and utterly zoned out. He's not seen those red lights. Not only did he not see them, but he was actually accelerating towards them. Me braking because you were going through a red traffic light. And I've had to stand on them brakes real hard. We managed to stop.
Is that an immediate fail item that I've just done?
I'm not allowed to tell you any of that, unfortunately.
But Fletcher doesn't need an answer. He knows his test is the one that got away.
I already knew that I'd failed. It was a foregone conclusion.
Fletcher, I don't know what happened to that traffic light you were going to. You seemed to zone out. We were just accelerating towards a red light. Became dangerous. I've intervened. It's me braking, therefore, that's a fail item. Yep. You haven't failed because you can't drive. You didn't pass because you zoned out. On his next test, as long as he holds it together and actually doesn't zone out on me, he should pass.
Was just got flustered and wasn't, paying attention, basically.
Since passing her last test, Tyler hasn't gone through any more red lights. Sharon passed her test on the 4th try and has since bought a food truck. Unfortunately, Fletcher's Audi is still in his boss's garage and he hasn't caught that $1 million barramundi.